Morning, everybody. It is Thursday, August 25th, 2022. It is my mom's birthday. She is 73 today. Yes, she is 30 years older than me. And also, I am off today. I did not request this day off. They just gave it to me. Basically, had I not asked for Monday and Tuesday off, there's a good chance not only would I be working, but Sunday and today would have been my only days off. As far as I know. But that's not what I'm here to talk about right now. What I'm here to talk about is something that I did want to talk about when I heard about it, but, I was tired. Like I said, I worked just, like you probably noticed and heard in an audio video, or will hear an audio video. I was at work. It wasn't too bad yesterday or anything, but as soon as I got home, it was like, that's it, I'm done kind of deal. I just wanted to rest and all that. I also had to help my mom out a little bit with her school assignments and all that. Well, it's actually not a school assignment, it's a mandated kind of assignment that they have to do, the harassment deal, and it's similar but different when it comes to teachers and preschool teachers and all that. So I had to help her figure out how she could carry on what she started at school here at home, because you can do it at home as well. I wish the same could have been said for us, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, though, like I said, that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is what happened on Dynamite last night. Now, we all were surprised a week ago when Tony Khan made the announcement almost out of nowhere, and everybody has collectively agreed that it felt like this, that out of nowhere, Tony Khan decides to move up the Jon Moxley CM Punk Unification match from All Out to last night in Cleveland. And it was kind of suspicious to a lot of us, like, why would you want to hotshot this so quickly, and everything. And everybody was coming up with reasons, like maybe the storyline reasons, maybe it's because what Punk did last week, going off script. People were wondering, is Punk maybe not 100%, recovered from his injury? What's going on? But they knew something was going to happen. They all agreed that something fishy was going to happen. And boy, did it happen. Boy, did it happen. Because last night, not even 3 to 5 minutes into the match, which was done, believe it or not at the end of the show, but at the top of the second hour, not even, 3 to 5 minutes in, to the match, and Jon Moxley wins with not one, but two paradigm shifts. And not only does he win, with his finisher, but basically he pretty much, in the eyes of a lot of folks, squashed CM Punk. Now, a lot of people, like JD, are coming up with reasonings as to why this happened, pretty much saying and pointing out a shot of Punk being helped to the back with him looking, with the camera, looking at Punk, who's looking back at Moxley, who's celebrating in the crowd, now as the undisputed unified champion. And they pretty much feel that, there's more to it now. Like, okay, we see what Tony Khan's probably doing. We see what CM Punk and Moxley, and maybe Adam Page and MJF are doing. It's like it's all coming together like, oh, we see what's happening. Like this is basically the slow build to CM Punk turning heel, but also kind of being in that same situation of being against AEW, who, as pretty much a lot of people were saying he would, be as. He wouldn't be for AEW, he'd be for himself. So, they're coming up with all these reasonings, and they do sound legit. There's no doubt. They do sound legit, to be utilized, for possibilities in story or work shoot stories or whatever. But even though there could be that reasoning, I do apologize if I'm stumbling on my words. I just got up a bit ago. It's 7:09 in the morning. 7:09 in the morning. But anyway, like I said, even though those are legit possibilities and reasonings, still a lot of folks are not happy. I mean, Jesse, who's known as Chi-Town Mark, who does the co-reviews with JD on Wednesday nights, he's not thrilled with it. It's like, to him, JD and anybody else can come up with all different kinds of reasonings, all they want as to why what happened last night occurred, But to him and others, it just doesn't make sense. Like you can come up with all these reasonings and all these possibilities and all that. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, why couldn't you wait? I mean, Alex Hicks, who I mention a lot here on this channel, as somebody I subscribe to, just Alex, who, by the way, his interview with Victoria has gone multimedia, if you will, in terms of being spotlighted on. Just Alex was not thrilled with it either. He was not thrilled with it either. And even he said, look, this better, because even he said, look, this better be the best wrestling storyline he's ever seen in a long time, ever in any wrestling, period, to come out of this as a result, or else this was just a stupid ass move. And even then, it's still a stupid ass move in his opinion. So yeah, a lot of people are feeling very confused, very emotionally pissed off, not sure what to think. I mean, there are reports that Tony Khan did this because he wanted to pop a rating because the ratings haven't been so, how do you put it, spectacular as of late. Like, they're decent, but they haven't been where they should be. And everybody has agreed, even those that feel that, hey, there's probably more to it. There was reasons why the camera focused on Punk looking back at Moxley this way and da-da-da. Even those people like Solomonster and JD have all said that, hey, if it is to pop a rating, to get into that millions spot again, and it doesn't work and you're below it, then you're going to look bad. You're going to look like you have egg on your face. You're going to look like you did this for nothing, all because you wanted to pop a rating. And, what's even crazy is, after this happened, a lot of people started to make some crazy comparisons. Some started to make comparisons to what WCW did back in the very late 90s, like 99 and into 2000 and all that, in the final years. They started making comparisons to that, and some of the ideas that came, out of that era of WCW. Some have made comparisons to how the match went to the finger poke of doom. You remember that, right? Remember the finger poke of doom? It was one of the first Nitros of 1999. It was going up against a taped episode of Raw where Mick Foley, Mankind, was going to win the world title, and that is infamously. Hold on. Sorry, almost got my tongue tied there. But that episode is infamously known as the episode where Eric Bischoff told Tony Khan to scoff off on the Mick Foley title win on Raw. Basically saying, oh, that's going to put butts in the seats. Yeah. And what happened? It ended up backfiring to the point that it did put butts in the seats. And again though, even though that episode is infamously known for that, it's also very well known as the night of the finger poke of doom in the Georgia Dome in front of 40,000 fans, over 40,000 fans. It's known for that. And a lot of fans after last night, seeing what happened with Moxley and Punk, are making a similar comparison. That they have not been this upset. They have not been this upset since that moment, in WCW. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I saw some highlights from it. I saw where Punk kind of like re-injured his foot when he tried to do a sidekick to the head of Moxley. And he went down in pain. And someone was saying, well, that's an angle right there. He's played it off, as being injured. Okay, fine. I'll agree with that. Maybe he's playing it off as being injured. But maybe we don't know. We don't know for sure. But still, besides that, being like one of the only main portions of offense that Punk got in, Punk ended up losing in the manner that he did. And it didn't sit well with a lot of fans. And the reason it didn't sit well with them was, this is unlike Tony Khan to do this. And mostly it's unlike him to do it a week out of a pay-per-view. Yeah, a week out of a pay-per-view, because a week from this Sunday is All Out. A week from this Sunday is All Out. And you need a main event for All Out. Even though your card is kind of turning out all right. Maybe not the best AEW pay-per-view card so far. You still need a main event. You still need a main event. And, you would think, and I do agree, you would think someone like Tony Khan would say probably one of the biggest main events in his company's history, short history, for that event, for that all-out event, but he didn't. He hot-shotted it, either for a rating, either because Punk's not 100% clear, or maybe as punishment for Punk going off script last week. We don't know. Or maybe number 4, which some are actually looking at, to start an angle to not only will Punk turn heel, but basically do an angle to what's going to be Punk and whoever he aligns himself with against AEW. We don't know. Maybe that's it. We don't know. Kind of work shoot style, but we're not sure. We're not entirely sure. But whatever the reasoning is, it did not sit well with a lot of fans. It did not sit well with them. I mean, Alex, he couldn't even, he was at a loss for words last night, more so than I think he's been, and others felt the same way. Others, like Solomonster and JD, are like, okay, we see, we kind of see what's happening. Like, they kind of could see in their minds a possibility of an angle going on here. But you can also tell in a way that even though they're more in favor of, this has got to be a work shoot angle that's coming our way soon. This has got to be a storyline that's coming our way. Because they believe Tony Khan wouldn't, do something this, stupid without having a plan. Now, of course, some people might say Solomon and JD are just kissing up because Tony Khan, and AEW has helped House of Glory a lot. And hey, look, if someone like Tony Khan would, out of the goodness of their heart would come out and say, hey, I'll lend you my star like Malachi Black to fill the void of a star you don't got. Of course, and he ends up doing that without any pricing of charge or whatever. Then of course you're going to be like, hey, Tony Khan's the greatest of all time. He can't do no wrong. Of course you're going to want to defend him. Of course you want to defend him. You want to defend anybody that does that. But the point is they believe that this has got to be something more. And also the fact that, like me, and like someone like OTRS Central, they're longtime wrestling fans. They grew up on wrestling. So they've seen this kind of stuff play out before. So seeing something like this happen now, they feel like, hey, obviously it's leading to something. You look at how things like shot and everything, obviously it's leading to something. And Alex, he does want to give the benefit of the doubt that it could be that too. But still, even if it is that, Alex is like, well, if you're going to do that, and that's fine, why couldn't you wait to the pay-per-view? Unless there's something more. Now, apparently, what Alex said is Sean Ross Sapp probably has an idea of what's happening, and he has yet to report it. But when he does, whatever it's going to be, a lot of people are going to be jumping on it and talking about it. There's no doubt. But, again, Alex and a lot of folks like him were lost for words. Because it's like, they can understand where people like JD, Solomon Munster, and others are coming from by saying it's got to be this, it's got to be that, and that's all right. But they believe that, well, if it's going to be that, that's cool, but why couldn't they wait? And they feel that there's more to it. Like, okay, even if it does lead into this angle that you're saying, there's got to be more to it. But what? What is there that Tony Khan is not telling us? What is there that Tony Khan is not alluding to us that's going to make us want to tune in next week, which we will, because and that's another reason why this was done, to get people to tune in. Tony Khan's like, well, look, the ratings are not good right now. I need something to jumpstart those ratings again. Oh, I know, I'll do this, and people will tune in after they've been talking about it just to see what I got planned next. Tony Khan obviously knows what he's doing when it comes to trying to get the ratings back up. That's one of the main reasons he's doing it. But again, fans are like, well, why couldn't you do this at the pay-per-view? Because if you did it at the pay-per-view, then the fallout people will be talking about if you still went this direction is going to get you a lot of views on the post-Dynamite edition of All Out, the following Wednesday. What's the big deal? What's the big issue? And what's funny is a lot of people are like, well, if this is a plan to turn CM Punk heel and turn him heel in Chicago or in the Chicago area, not good timing. It's not good timing. Because Chicago is not Houston, Texas. Chicago, the Now Arena is not the Astrodome. All Out is not WrestleMania 17. And even then, when Austin did it, fans didn't buy it. They didn't buy it. Yeah, he got booed in all the other places at the time, but he still got cheered. Even when he was in the Alliance, WCW, ECW group, he still got cheered. And then eventually WWE was like, okay, fine, we'll just turn him babyface again. Because they knew it was stupid. And if Tony Khan's thinking, hey, I can get heat on Punk if he turns heel in his hometown. Yeah, that's probably not the best idea. It's probably not the best idea. But again, fans still want to know, even the fans that feel that this is going to lead to something in the future, which maybe it does, fans still want to know, why did you hotshot it? If you wanted to do this, why couldn't you just wait? What's the deal? And, I thought about this, and I mentioned this in a chat. I mentioned this during the live chat of Alex's stream last night. I said something along the lines of Triple H is in Tony Khan's head. And then someone, I don't know if it was one of the moderators or whatever, or whoever, responded by saying, Triple H is living rent-free in Tony Khan's head. And I thought about that too. I'm thinking, is Tony Khan worried? Is he worried about the fact that Triple H is suddenly bringing WWE back to its prominence? Very step by step, day by day, inch by inch. Is he worried? Is he worried that Triple H is bringing it back to its prominence, and that more fans are talking about what's going on in WWE than AEW? Is that why he's doing what he's done? Because he wants attention back on his company? Is that why he did it? And when one thinks about it, that might be the reason. That might be the reason. That might be why Tony Khan did what he did. He did it because of the fact not only did he want to pop a rating, not only did he want people to tune in to see what the outcome's going to be next week as well as buy the pay-per-view, but and maybe even do it as punishment with CM Punk. For CM Punk, we don't know. But also maybe because of the fact that he sees what Triple H is doing over at WWE and it's worrying him. he sees that people are talking more about WWE than AEW, and it's worrying him. It's worrying him. Well, you know what? You know what I said before in a video that I did before work? You know, about a month ago now, since Triple H took over, you know, as head of creative and talent relations. You know what I said? You know what I said? You know, at that time, and it's in the title. I said that Tony Khan is going to be basically I said something along the lines of Tony Khan is about to experience a war, or is about to be in a war he's never experienced before. Like, you know, when you look at the NXT AEW Wednesday Night War deal, all right, you're like, okay, he won that. But this is totally different. This is totally different because this is not, you know, NXT, you know, a developmental brand against AEW, a new established promotion that's trying to be, or if not already established itself as the second biggest promotion in the world or in the country. You know, no, this is not like that anymore. This is Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown teaming together under Triple H's watch to take it to AEW. And it's something that Tony Khan has never experienced before, because what Triple H is doing is he's learning from his mistakes, you know, that he made during the one-on-one deal with AEW. He's learning from his mistakes, as well as he's correcting mistakes that his father-in-law made, his father-in-law Vince and Vince's team made. But also, he's doing it correctly. He's not hot-shotting things. He's basically coming out and saying, okay, here's what we're going to do for this person over the next several months. Here's what we're going to do for that person over the next several months. You know, we're not going to rush them into the storyline right away. We're not just going to re-debut them and say, okay, you're taking on this person, and oh, you lost in your return match. Okay, back to Jobber Squad you go. You know, he's not doing that. He's not doing that. I think Victoria said it best in her interview with Just Alex. She said that he and Stephanie are listening to the fans. They're doing what Vince wouldn't do. You know, they're doing what Vince wouldn't do. They're listening to the fans. They're listening to the wrestlers. You know, they're trying to make the company fun again. They're trying to make the company fun again. And, you know, he's learning from his mistakes. You know, he's learning, you know, from his mistakes. He's learning from the mistakes he's made in the past, as well as correcting the mistakes that Vince and all of them made. And it's gotten a lot of people excited. It's getting people excited for WWE, you know, in the coming months. I mean, a lot of the live events, a lot of the pay-per-views upcoming, you know, the tickets are selling out faster than ever before, because now they're getting the WWE that they should have got a long time ago. And to me, when you think about it with Tony Khan, that's worrying him. It's worrying him because obviously he's never experienced something like this before. And you know what? Alex and others have said it best. You know, maybe it's time for Tony Khan, if he's going to go this direction, to maybe hand the reins off, booking-wise and all that, to someone that's experienced. Someone like, let's say, a wrestler that knows what they're doing. Because what's happening now with this kind of angle, and whether or not he does have a plan in mind, along with the help of a Punk, a Moxley, an MJF, and an Adam Page, you know, unless he does have something planned with them, what's slowly happening is what everybody has said. I mean, you know, what's crazy is somebody super chatted to Just Alex that Jim Cornette's going to have a field day with this. And yeah, he's going to have a field day because what he has said, what Vince Russo has said, and others have said about Tony Khan, you know, is seemingly coming true. That Tony Khan is nothing but a fan. Even JD, to an extent, last week, even though he wants to defend the angle, and he has all the rights to, because he's been a fan a long time like I have, you know, JD from NY206 even said something similar. That, you know, Tony Khan's is acting more as a super fan than a promoter, and that he shouldn't be doing that. And it seems that that's what's coming to light, that he's acting more as a promoter, not a promoter, but he's acting more as a fan than a promoter, than a wrestling businessman. And that could be his downfall. But I also think what's going on too, ladies and gentlemen, is you got the Warner Brothers Discovery people breathing down their necks. It's like they support them and everything, and they want them to be on their networks and everything, and even the streaming service, in the future. But they want them to give them good content. And maybe with the pressure of WBD breathing down Tony Khan's neck, of the fact that, hey, you need to give us this. You need to, make sure the ratings are here. You need to make sure we have exciting television with your product every week. Maybe that's what's getting to him too. And maybe that's what's making him hotshot these kind of story angles. Maybe that's what's going on. But even so, a lot of folks are like, well, even if that's the case, he shouldn't put himself into these kind of predicaments. He shouldn't put himself in these kind of predicaments because of the fact that if you're supposed to be a promoter that's also a fan, if you're supposed to be a promoter that's, also a fan, then what you need to do, and you say you want to give the fans what they want, then don't give them crap that reminds them of WCW. Give them something that's more of what they would want. More of what they would want and everything, but do it in a very balanced, more planned out way. Then you would just do it as a fan. Because if you're just doing it as a fan, or you're just doing it because, you have your new parent company breathing down your neck, to, pop a good rating all the time and make sure people are invested, it's going to come back to bite you. It's going to come back to bite you, and that's what you don't need. So whatever the reasoning is for what happened last night, whether it is an angle, whether it is an angle or it was done as punishment to CM Punk, but then it's going to lead into an angle, or maybe Punk's not 100% ready, as we thought, then hopefully Tony Khan has something in mind. Hopefully Tony Khan has a true reasoning in mind. I mean, you have CM Punk just recently come out on his Instagram saying that he loves being at AEW. Was that all a cover-up to basically, disguise the fact that he kind of went rebel, if you will, on the company when he went off script last week? We don't know. Tony Khan, not mentioning anything on Busted Open Radio recently, is that his way of trying to avoid it when he shouldn't? I mean, if he is a promoter that's also a fan, and he's trying to balance out the two as best he can, but it looks like he's failing, then he should have addressed it. He should have said, yeah, I wasn't happy with what CM Punk did, but, that's feel for you. What am I going to do? What am I going to say? Tell him no? What am I going to do? Reprimand him? We don't know. And even if this was Moxley's idea to do the match this week, what was the reasoning to do it this week? Is it because there's a plan in mind? Is it maybe the fact that Moxley could see that Punk's not 100%? We can't say. We can't really say. It's still a mystery, and it's doing exactly what I think Tony Khan wants. It's got people talking, but even if it's got people talking, which I guess is a positive, still Tony Khan needs to give a legit reasoning as to why he did what he did. Like, yeah, you got us talking, but why are you doing this? Is it part of an angle? Is it punishment for CM Punk? Is CM Punk not medically cleared when you thought he was? What's the reasoning? What's going on? Do you have something more in mind? What's happening? Or even if I'm Busted Open Radio, and I'm Bully Ray, and I'm Dave Lagana, I ask him straight up, is Triple H in your head? Is Triple H, regaining that momentum for WWE and getting people talking about WWE more so than AEW, has that gotten to you because, now you're doing this when you should have waited? Is that what's going on? I would ask him that directly. I would want to get an answer out of him. And hopefully, if he's an honest person and he says, yes, Triple H suddenly, giving WWE that spark again and people talking more about that company than mine, yes, that's what motivated me. Then if I'm Bully Ray, I'm Dave Lagana, I would say, look, that's happened to us. That happened before. I would give him a history lesson. I'd say, yeah, WWE and whoever's running things are known to do that. And guess what? All you have to do is focus on your product, not theirs. Not focus on what they're doing, focus on what you need to do. And maybe that's the lesson he needs to learn. Maybe someone like Bully Ray needs to tell him that. Maybe someone like Bully Ray, Dave Lagana, somebody. Maybe somebody he works with backstage, like a Christopher Daniels or William Regal or whoever, needs to sit him down and say, look, don't worry about what's going on up there in Connecticut. Worry about what you're doing here in Jacksonville. That's what you should be worrying about, not what they're doing, what you're doing. Because if you worry more about them than then you're going to fall into the same trap WCW did. And you don't want that. So whatever the reasoning is, hopefully he has a legit answer, a very truthful reasoning and excuse for it. Because right now, it did not sit well with a lot of fans. It did not sit well. And hopefully, when Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com comes out, along with Mike Johnson of PW Insider, comes out and talks about what happened, more in detail, if you will, with, information they can get from the sources within the company, hopefully we'll have a better idea by then. But whenever that happens, it gets reported, I should say, and wherever it happens at, whether it's on Fightful Select and that people that are part of that have to report it for us. I'll tell you, it's going to be a doozy. Hopefully it's a doozy of something that makes sense and basically eases any tension the fans have. Because right now, there's a lot of fans that are not happy. They are not happy with what happened last night. They're not happy it was at the top of the hour. They're not happy it felt like a freaking squash match. They weren't happy because why? Is it because of a storyline you got planned that's going to be work shoot style with Punk, MJF, Moxley, Page? Is that what's going to be, is that what's going to be the outcome of this? We don't know. Is it because Punk went off script so you decided to punish him? Is it because he's not 100% cleared yet and you just rushed him in because you wanted to pop a rating and you wanted to pop a rating with this? What's the deal? What's the reasoning? People are going to want some kind of an answer that justifies what happened last night. They are. They're going to want some answer that justifies what happened last night, because if they don't get an answer they feel is justified, there's going to be a lot of folks that may ask for refunds for the all-out event. And maybe even the Rampage, and maybe even the Dynamite and Rampage that leads into it. Because they're not going to want to be part of that. They're not going to want to be part of that unless they have a legit reasoning. Unless the main event has some kind of legit reasoning for being the way it is, they're not going to want to be part of it. So all I'm going to say is this. Tony Khan, he better, I'll put it this way, Tony Khan, he better have a good excuse for what happened. He better have a good excuse. He better have a good backup plan for a main event world title match, whatever it might be. He better have that kind of, he better have some kind of damn good excuse and reasoning. That's all I can really say. Because right now, that AEW fan base is divided. And it's divided. Like I said, that AEW fan base is divided. It's divided more so than it's ever been, more than I think Tony Khan wanted it to be or expected it to be. And he needs to fix this. He needs to learn a major lesson here. And like I said, hopefully somebody sits him down and says, don't worry about what WWE's doing. Don't worry about Triple H and what he's doing over there to, make the company better. Worry about making your company better. Worry about making your company good. He shouldn't worry about that. And also, he shouldn't worry about, pleasing Warner Brothers Discovery and David Zaslav and Kathleen Finch. That is, look, getting a good rating to get a good TV deal in the future is important. Don't get me wrong. To get the deal you want is a good motivation, but, kind of put that in the back of your mind. Put that in the back of your mind and act like it doesn't exist and just focus on what you need to do to make your product better. And don't make stupid decisions like, a lot of people feel you did last night with Punk and Moxley, even if some of them do believe, and rightfully so, because they have experience as fans and all that you have a plan. I don't even know how Alvarez and Meltzer are going to talk about this. I'm sure they're going to come up with, a similar reason that JD and Salamonster did, because they know people there. They're kind of close, tight-knit, if you will. And, sometimes people believe Alvarez is just trying to vie for a job in AEW, but who can blame him? But, the point is, in the long run, folks, even if they are kind of biased towards AEW, in favorable bias, if you will, I don't know how they're gonna be able to explain this. I don't know how they're gonna look at this and all that in the future, or not in the future, but in the upcoming broadcast. I don't even know how they're gonna explain it. Because I'm pretty sure they're lost for words. But there's a lot of different factors that go into this. There's a lot of different factors when you really get down to it as to why this happened the way it did. Was it because, again, Tony Khan is feeling the pressure, if you will, from WBD to get a good rating so he can get a good TV deal? Is it because Triple H is inside his head now because he's, basically giving WWE all the momentum that AEW had, and he doesn't like that? Is it because he has to rectify the fact that, hey, the guy I made as champion is a nuclear bomb right now that nobody wants in the company, so I got to take care, I got to do something. There has to be legit reasonings. And I'll say this too. If Tony Khan, I do agree with this, if Tony Khan didn't think his shows would ever get hijacked by fans, just wait till you get to Chicago. Just wait till you get to Chicago, and you'll see exactly how hijacked a show can get. You just wait till you get to Chicago, and you'll see how hijacked a show can get by fans that are loyal to one of the top stars in wrestling, especially from the hometown. So, again, in closing, hopefully Tony Khan has a legit reasoning for what happened, gives a good legit reasoning, and hopefully, even so, Tony Khan sits them down, or sat down, if you will, and is told not to worry about what's going on up north, but worry about what's going on with your company. And of course, we heard that he held a talent meeting before Dynamite and the Rampage tapings, as well as the Dark Elevation tapings. We don't know what came out of that. We don't know if maybe Punk wasn't there and maybe he just told everybody there, hey, I'm going to take the belt off Punk. Don't worry about it. He's not going to be champion after tonight because, because of what he did. I don't know. I don't know what was said there, but maybe we'll find out soon. Maybe it was Tony Khan kissing up to Punk, and maybe without Punk being there trying to encourage everybody in the locker room. Oh, don't worry, everything you're hearing about what's going on to the Ascension, it's untrue. Don't worry. We don't know. We don't know. But whatever came out of that meeting, I could say this: Tony Khan, whatever he said there, he's going to have a lot of explaining to do to his wrestlers, his roster, next week, and in the weeks to follow, going into All Out. Because just like with the fans, they're going to probably want some answers too. Because if this is a work, and it's doing its job by getting people talking, but it's also work on the boys and the girls in the locker room. There's going to be some boys and girls, men and women in that locker room that are experienced enough to kind of see it. And they're going to probably pull them inside and say, don't you dare work us. Don't you dare work us. You let us in on what's going on, so we will be in the know. They'll pull them aside. They will pull them aside. And basically ask that. And if he is someone that listens to his fans and his wrestlers, he will tell them. But we'll see. We'll have to see. But yeah, last night was probably not the best night booking for AEW and Tony Khan there's ever been. It's not been the best night. It's not the best night, and obviously this is all part of the Triple H effect. Because even the Triple H effect, apparently, in my opinion, is spreading further than WWE, and now it's affecting AEW to the point that the person that runs the company is allowing Paul Levesque to live rent-free in his head. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe that's another reason why he did what he did. We don't know. Could be numerous reasons. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Comment below, live chat during the premiere, like the video, comment down below. Super chats and super stickers will be open and appreciated during the live chat of the premiere. Also, check me out at my Teespring store. Check me out at Venmo at Brian-Roman-2 and at Cash App at BWRoses98 to help support me there. Also, check me out at VENMO at BWRoses for content you can't get anywhere else. Also, check me out at my Patreon.com/BWRoses with a $1, $3 tier. Also, check me out at my podcast at BW Roses Discussions at all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. And until next time, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. And until then, I am out.